Just a quick note before you watch this video. This video mentions presentations, and of course you did not do any presentation for your Unit 2 work so far. In the past, students did give presentations about Unit 2, but now we have started to write the detailed outline instead, and those are more effective. So when you're watching this short video and you hear me reference presentations, just think about your Unit 2 outline instead. So my apologies for any confusion. Make sure to email me if you have any questions. And now you can watch the rest of the video. Thanks. Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to go over 4 things that you should do to make sure that you receive a good grade on your Unit 2 written assignment. So recently you completed your presentations, and now you're going to move on to write the written part of this assignment. So as you already know, there was the presentation, and then there's also this document that I will go over with you in this short video. So the first thing, so like I said, there will be 4 tips. These are the top 4. Number 1 is to use the template and make sure to complete all of the parts of the template. So right now you can go into the Unit 2 folder. So on Blackboard, click Course Content and then click into the Unit 2 Business Research Proposals folder. And then look for the document that's titled Unit 2 Template, Use This. So very easy to find, and make sure that you are using the right document. On that template, all you have to do is change the template text to your content. So as you can see here on this example that you're looking at on your screen, this student put a nice logo up at the top and then completed all of the rest of the information. So this is just another example. This is a student example, a recent student example. And this example, this student did receive an A+ on this assignment. So I'll use this as a guide to talk about all of the 4 things. So as I said, tip number 1 is to use the template that I have provided. You don't have to make up anything else. Put the logo at the top and just follow the template. Very simple. As you can see here, the template has the purpose, the summary, the introduction, the research plan with the tasks listed out. So there's 1, 2 here. The materials and effort needed to conduct the research, and then all of the rest. Here's the weekly breakdown of the tasks, anticipated cost, expected results, limitations, and then the conclusion and the works cited. So again, top tip, just use the template, follow the template. I made it for you so you can get the best grade, so make sure to use it. Tip number 2 is to clearly explain these parts of this information about your business. So first, make sure to include a brief history of the business and why the business has hired 10 people. So you should already know this based on the information that you put together for your presentation. But one of the top errors that students make on this document is that they don't provide any context. So this is you can think of it as a real business document that you would give to like an executive or something like that. And you need to provide context about why people have been hired. So let's look at the context that's in this example. So basically here at the top, this student gives the reason. With the increase of the Texas population, there has been an increase in multifamily and commercial developments in Texas, specifically in the major cities of Texas, and then there's a list. Blue Quality Services has just partnered with 100 new clients developing construction projects in the cities mentioned above. And because of this new partnership, we have hired 10 new employees for the influx of incoming projects. So your explanation doesn't have to be like 2 pages long, but it does need to provide a clear and easy to understand explanation of what the business does. So we know what the business does based on just this part that I read to you. And we also know why the business is growing. So it can be related to it needs to be related. The reason needs to be related to whatever your business is. So make it make sense. Literally make it make sense. The other top tip related to this tip number 2, is to use the titles of the people who have been hired. So lots of times students will just write, my business has hired 10 new employees. Well, that doesn't give enough context. We don't know what they do. We don't know why they need computers. This document is supposed to be like to make an argument for the time and the money that it'll cost to do this research. So usually when you are running a business, everything is related to time and cost, right? So if you need to take time as an employee, or even if you are a single business owner, to conduct research on buying these new computers, which would be a big investment, you need to make sure that it's worth the time and the money. And this document, the research proposal, is where you are proposing to research, and you need to make sure the reader understands why it is a good idea to research this before you go out and spend the money. So it's very common sense. It's very real world type stuff. So just make sure to include the context and the titles of the employees. So in this example here, the new employees consist of 8 building enclosure technicians and 2 project coordinators. So this student decided to have like 8 and 2. You can say all of the new employees are, for example, building enclosure technicians or whatever, but make sure to mention the job title and use it throughout the document. Tip number 3 is to make sure to as I was saying before, make sure that the purpose is very clear and that you're making a case for conducting research. At this point in this series of assignments, so you've probably have already read that units 2, 3, and 4 go together, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But at this point in this series of assignments, you are proposing to conduct research. And you need to just focus on that only in this document. So you should not at the end of the document say, hey, this is the computer we should buy. There's no recommendations here. All you're doing is giving background information about the company, why the company has expanded, and why the research needs to be conducted. You're asking for permission to spend the time and money to conduct research. That's it. And in part of that is your introduction and the research plan. So with that in mind, you should think about, okay, if I'm going to conduct this research, I'm going to write down the tasks that I will do to make sure that I am going to be researching the right devices. And that is what goes in your research plan. So use the template. I've already written out the questions that you need to answer. It's very easy. You just use the template and review the examples. The 4th tip is to make sure that you edit your document for writing errors. As I've mentioned before, also, the university has what's called the Writing Center, and you can schedule a free 30-minute review of your paper where they will go through your paper and help you edit it, help you edit it for bigger things like there's not enough context, or smaller things like missing commas and punctuation. This is a free service. I wish I would have had this when I was in school, but it's free. You can make an appointment online. You can join the appointment via Zoom. You don't have to go to the university. It's really a great resource and will help you to make sure that you have the best paper that you can when you turn in your document. So those are my top 4 tips to help you get a good grade on this assignment. You can check out the syllabus and review how this assignment is weighted. And also, before I go, I'll just quickly mention about units 2, 3, and 4. This is already in one of the weeks at a glance documents, but just to reiterate, Unit 2 is the business research proposal. And that's what this document is. And so you're basically going to ask for permission to research this problem. Unit 3 is a progress report. It's only 1 page. So basically, you can think of it as you write this document, you're going to receive approval to research this problem. About halfway through your research, you would write an update, and that's the progress report. And then the last part is going to be the recommendation report. So that's why I say units 2, 3, and 4 all go together, and you should just keep that in mind. So I hope these tips were helpful. Make sure to email me if you have questions as usual, and I look forward to reading your document. Have a good one.